Disclaimer: the views expressed in this podcast are our personal opinions and do not necessarily reflect those of our significant others, families, or employers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out.
What's going on? Welcome back to the Friendly Fade podcast with Reem, the Dream, and Nubs. This is episode 20. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a banger. We have a lot on the agenda today, Kareem. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about NFL free agency. You know, the saga of Ryan Garcia, the madness continues. A little bit of politics, and we're going to go a little bit into what's been trending in the porn industry, right? But before we get to all that, we are 20 episodes in to this pod, man. It's kind of crazy to look back at the last couple months and see what we've been able to do in terms of consistency. So I mean, let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, we've gotten to this point, so what are you thinking?
Hey man, I mean, first off, like, who would have thought that we would be here right now, right? I mean, like, we've talked about this a few times, and we were like, this is something that we've always wanted to start off, and we just never kind of got to it, and then we finally did, and I think after the first couple episodes, we were really excited about it, and it took a little bit more of a grind for us to kind of keep it consistent. And keep coming back basically every week. I mean, I think we're pretty consistent for the most part. I think besides a couple hiatus for the holidays, I think that's the only time really that we didn't release a new episode for the week. But man, yeah, I mean, I'm happy at how consistent we've been and how we keep coming out, every week with the same energy. We're discussing new topics. Recently we started getting into a little bit of the politics. A little bit controversial, but overall, man, I think it's been great. It's been a great experience for me, and I'm excited for it, man, and I'm definitely excited for what's to come.
Absolutely. And what's even better to our credit is that we've had a couple hiccups in terms of the third person that's been on the pod, right? And a lot of times, what you may see in the past is that because of those problems with the third person, that maybe your co-host or whatnot, is just that the pod completely just falls apart and it just no longer a thing, right? So I mean, shout out to us for not allowing something like that to kind of derail us, and we just adapted to the situation and just kind of kept it moving, right? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it could just be you and I for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? Womb to the tomb, baby.
Absolutely, brother. I absolutely 100% agree. I love it, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like even you alluded to it, bro. Just keeping that third person consistent, and it's tough, because everybody's working full time. It's kind of tough to commit to something, even if it's for a couple hours. We understand that if you're not fully invested and if you can't make the time for it, then it's just not something that you're gonna want to do, right? So we kind of get it, man. So there's no hard feelings about it. We get it, but at the same time, we're gonna keep bringing guests on, and friends, family, whoever wants to come on and kind of wants to chime in and debate, and join in the conversation. They're more than welcome to. So we're gonna keep getting better at this, like we said in the past. We're trying to bring new things, bring new energy on, like I said, different personalities. So that way, you can kind of see a different perspective on three sides versus just Harry and I. So yeah, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for what's to come for sure.
Right, and I mean, just to touch on the whole consistency part a little bit more from what you said, it's we have weeks that it doesn't happen on the day that we initially schedule it, but at the end of the day, what matters is that it gets done and we post something by the end of the week, right, on Sunday. So I mean, again, just adapting to the situation because we all work and have separate lives aside from this podcast. So, I mean, we'll make it happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to us. But yeah, man, congrats on the big 2-0. And can't wait to double that number, triple it, quadruple it, whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah, they're
So
easy. Yeah, and Harry too. A little bit of throw a little bit of hint in there. We're not going to give away nothing crazy right now, but we know for sure is going to get better. Because of one thing and one thing only, and we'll let you guys kind of figure that out. But soon come. Is going to be good, man. So I'm excited for that for sure. I think that's gonna just help us out.
Game changer.
Was that?
It's going to be a game changer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think that's just gonna skyrocket our kind of our engagement a little bit more.
Right.
So I'm excited for it, bro. So just wanted to kind of throw that in there.
Yeah, exactly. And just like you said, we won't say too much just in case things happen and for some reason it doesn't end up happening. But I mean,
don't want to speak too soon.
A chance that those plans end up happening. So yeah, just a sneak peek. There's nothing wrong with that. So stay tuned, right? So anyways, yeah, man, we got a lot to unravel here with this last week or so when it comes to the NFL free agency. Wild, because we are early into free agency, but so much has happened already, right? So I mean, what's your initial thoughts on this past week and all the alerts that I'm sure you're getting on your phone from all these different apps? Because I've been getting them all week, bro.
Dude, yeah, I mean, shoot, since day one, we, as soon as free agency opened up, it was wild. I mean, my phone was blowing up, and the most important thing for me this year that I haven't seen in a long time, and which I'm happy about, is running backs getting a lot of love this year. Because the past couple of years, man, it's been tough for these guys. Like they haven't been getting deals. They've been getting, 1 year kind of deals, franchise tag left and right. So finally to see them get long-term deals and going on contending teams, and then we're talking about like the Saquon Barkleys of the world, the Josh Jacobs, the Derrick Henrys, Tony Pollards, like those guys, man, that had such an impact on their team, and their team just gave up on them because for that team in particular, they just got too expensive and they didn't want to pay them. So for those guys to get a fresh start, bro, I think it's huge, especially for Derrick Henry and Saquon. I think those two are the ones I'm going to keep my eye on the most because they're actually on contending teams. These are legit Super Bowl teams that they're on. So them being on those teams is going to make a huge difference because neither team, the Ravens nor the Eagles, I've had a running back of that caliber in a very, very long time. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with those guys. And obviously, you got the safeties out there like the Poyers picked up by the Dolphins, which was a great move by my Dolphins, by all our Dolphins. We were kind of slow for free agency for the first couple of days, but since then, whoa, we've been making some noise. And
we talked a little bit of shit, right? And then
we did. We spoke a little too early, because we couldn't re-sign Christian Wilkins, so he was gone. We let go Xavier Howard, so because of that, I was getting upset because I was like, damn, dude, we're losing a lot of good players. However, the players that we're getting in return, I was like, you know what? That's legit because if you look at the breakdown and how much we're paying these players that are coming in versus what we would have paid Wilkins, his salary would have been just as much as 6 players that we're bringing in. And these are good players that we're bringing in, dude. So these dudes ain't scrubs. So you know what? I wasn't mad at it. I was like, that's cool. We let Wilkins walk. I'm happy for him. He's getting his money elsewhere. We still have Chubb and we still got Phillips at the end. They're both coming back from injuries. So yeah, it's the defense is looking promising. Now, what do we do at QB is the question.
Come on, dog. Stop the tour disrespect, bro. Come on, man.
Oh, brother. Oh my God.
That's our $50 million man right there, bro. Loading.
Brother.
Throw it out there, but it's coming, Papa. Just wait on it. Wait on it,
brother. If Kirk Cousins is getting the kind of money that he's getting from Atlanta, now that kind of you ask yourself. So then, what does Tua get? Because Kirk Cousins, I think, only has like 1 playoff win in his career, and Tua got none. So it's kind of like, pretty close enough. Tua's a lot younger, and they're just almost just about the same damn QB because they're both non-mobile QBs. They're damn statues. So I don't know, man. I don't want to pay Tua. I mean, I know he's a good kid and all, but at the end of the day, bro, if you're not winning games for us, why am I paying you? You know, in all honesty, if you can't get it done, we just got to move on. Somebody else will pay him. It just can't be us because we're ready right now. That's the thing. The Dolphins are ready right now. We're ready to contend. We need a quarterback. And unfortunately, without a quarterback, we're not going to be able to do anything. So, I mean, that's just how I feel right now about it, man. But it's tough. Justin Fields, I think he was a talk of the free agency, the beginning of free agency, and nothing's happened with him. His trade value has plummeted completely. At this point, they're even talking about the Bears keeping him and drafting Caleb Williams because they dude, what do you do? Keeping him and then drafting Williams? I don't know, bro. What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? I mean, I would get on the phone, tell him we got a couple bag of peanuts for him.
I mean, in reality, I would seriously call the Bears and be like, "Hey, bro, like y'all, you see how this is going, right? So I got a 6th-round pick for you."
Damn, bro, you went from 4th rounder to 6th rounder in 2 hours, bro.
I mean, hey, I would start low. I would lowball the shit out of him, and then
he's like,
go from
sure
there.
they're gonna come back and want to meet in the middle type shit. So you got to start low.
Exactly.
Too many times, bro.
No, you give him a low blow offer, and then because the thing is that they need to get rid of him. They just can't cut him or let him go basically for free because they think that he has some type of value, and apparently the market is saying otherwise. That he doesn't really have value, which is sad, man. Because I like the kid. I think he's a good player. He just wasn't developed in Chicago. They didn't have the personnel around him to develop the kid. So because of that, his trade stock is horrible right now. So you start low if you're a team that's looking for a quarterback, even a backup quarterback at that point, or somebody that you want to compete with your quarterback that you have on the roster. Why not give up a 6th round, 5th round for Justin Fields? I mean, you never know what you can get. We've seen crazier things happen with QBs that are not doing well with one team. Bring him over, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh my god, he's phenomenal. So you just never know. I would take a chance on him, but we'll see, bro. We'll see. But yeah.
It wouldn't be too surprising if a guy of his talent just went out there with a different team and balled out, right? I mean, you and I believe in him. We spoke quite a bit when it comes to, the whole dynamic of the relationship with Chicago, and it just wasn't the right fit from the start, right? And who knows, maybe we're wrong and Justin Fields is the problem, but right now I just don't think that's the fact or whatever the case may be. I think he deserves another shot elsewhere, but I mean, apparently the rest of the NFL teams don't think so, or else they'd be knocking on his door. So
something should have happened by now, dude. Unless the Bears are just kind of shooting down every offer, and maybe they've gotten good offers, and the Bears are just being greedy, and they're just like, no, we want something better for him. Then I don't know, man. But I'm really curious to know, like, what kind of offers have they received so far? Like that, I really would love to know, if any, because I mean, he's on the news at this point. He's on the news every day until draft day. He's going to be on the news. We're going to be talking about Justin Fields because it seems like the Bears are dead set on Caleb. So unless something drastic happens between then and the draft, between now and the draft, it's going to be rough for him, man. Because it sucks to have him in limbo right now, and kind of like his future is really like undecided, and he has no idea what's going to happen with him. So,
and let me ask you, if by the start of the season he's still a Chicago Bear, what do you do? Do you start him?
Well, at that point, you let him compete with Caleb, bro. You let him compete. And honestly, if he beats out Caleb for the job, he beats out Caleb, and Caleb just sits behind him until Justin Fields comes up in his final year of his contract, and then he goes out in free agency. But yeah, as in, bro, that's your 1st round draft pick. Like, how do you that was supposed to be your franchise quarterback? You can't just let him go for nothing, I think the Bears, they're just a shit organization to begin with. So to me, I'm not surprised by any of this shit. So typical Bears, bad news Bears. Call it what it is. These boys are ass. So just he needs to get out there and go to a contender or go to a team that will take the time to develop him the right way.
Right. And kind of moving on, because you were talking about Kirk Cousins, and although he's not going to bring you to the promised land, it is a step up from what they had. And I think this year is going to be pivotal for a guy like what's the name of their tight end? Pitts.
Pitts, yeah.
He hasn't lived up to the hype since he's came into the league. But if there's any year that he gets right, it's this season.
Year. Yeah, he hasn't had a legit quarterback, right? Since he got drafted.
It's not even about a legit quarterback. It's that Kirk Cousins, he likes his tight ends.
And you got to think the Arthur Smith, their old head coach. He apparently that man just hated giving the ball to his playmakers. Like he didn't give the ball to Bijan, didn't give the ball to Pitts, and everybody was like, "Bro, what is this man doing?" So when he got fired, I think that was the biggest thing for Falcons fans is that now finally we can utilize our weapons that we have. Like those guys are legit. Like these are top 5 draft picks, bro. Like use them. Right. These dudes ain't scrubs. So I think this year, new head coach, Kirk Cousins. He's not a scrub either. He's a decent quarterback, bro. Major upgrade, like you said, from what they're going from. So I think the Falcons, especially in a weak NFC South, I think they can make some noise. I think they for sure can win that division, 100%.
That division is not too hot.
Division, bro. You got the Bucks, the Buccaneers. All right, they lost a ton of players this year.
I mean, it says a lot when you have Baker Mayfield, who made it to the playoffs last year, and
division last year. Yeah, they won that division. And speaking of, they re-signed Baker to a 3-year deal.
3 years, yeah.
Yep. And then you got the Saints. The Saints are poopy. I mean, Derek Carr is not that guy.
And I like him, man.
Dude. And then the Carolina Panthers, again, they had a quarterback, first pick, overall first pick, didn't do too well. New head coach, a new system. So I don't see them doing anything, man. So I think for sure Atlanta is a lock because they have the players. They have Kirk Cousins as the veteran quarterback that knows how to distribute the ball correctly. So their offense, I think, is going to do pretty well, man. So
which offense? Which offense?
Falcons.
Oh, okay. I was like, dog. The Panthers ain't getting any better, brother.
No, they're not. No, they're going to be dead last in that division for sure.
They're going to be horrible, and they're going to continue to be horrible, and their quarterback is going to be a bust. So they got to ride that shit out, and it is what it is. But they're not going to be good. And but yeah. So for the two teams like the Eagles and the Ravens, man, especially for the Ravens, we said last year they didn't have an excuse, and I mean, look what they did this offseason. So next year is another year where it's like you go all the way, it's another bust year. Like, what more do you want, brother?
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. If the Ravens don't win it all next year, Harry, we can finally put a stamp on the Lamar Jackson thing and be like, he is not it. I know both of us are not believers in him already as we speak. So next year, for sure, the rest of the freaking media and everyone else who still believe in him, they can finally be like, put that shit to rest and be like, yo, he is not it. For 100%, he is not it, bro. All right? Because now you have a backfield. You got Derrick Henry back there. There's no reason why Lamar should be running the ball anymore, right? Because they're like, oh, he has to run the ball, but he doesn't have a run game. Now you have a run game. No excuses. All right? You got Zay Flowers. They released OBJ, by the way, which I don't know, man. Not sure about that one. You take away a receiver, but you still got Zay coming into his sophomore year. So he should be pretty legit. You got Mark Andrews. You still got Isaiah Likely. So the tight end and the receiver are there. So, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. If somehow, some way they don't get over that hump. And then bad news, Joe Burrow's coming back next year, my boy.
Oh, man.
Same division, too.
Yeah, so, to give the viewers a little background, like we're not sitting here trying to shit on Lamar Jackson. He's a hometown guy for us. We wish him nothing but the best, but we're going to call it how it is, right? We're not going to sit here and say he's legit when he's not, because he's not that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
And then
100%.
when it comes to Saquon, man, the Eagles just saved that man's career, brother.
Dude,
Talk
within
about
the division.
for him.
Yeah. And best part about it, within the division. So now he's gonna get to kick the Giants' ass twice a year. He's like, bet y'all want to do me like that? Say less.
Right, because I mean, obviously, when you're playing for the Giants, I mean, they don't have a lot of weapons, right? So you stack the box and you just keep Saquon back there. It's kind of hard, no matter how much talent you got, no matter the best genetics in the world. Like, there's only so much you can do if you don't have an O line or anything of that sort, or another wide receiver to take the load off you as the superstar running back. Then you're not going to be able to be effective. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're going to clearly see a more improved Saquon this year. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy, but if he does, I think he has his best season in a couple seasons now. I think so. We'll see, man.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Just gotta stay healthy. Like you said, he just needs to stay healthy because he is injury prone like a motherfucker. So as long as that man's healthy, bro, I think they're gonna make it. He's gonna have a serious impact on that team.
Right. And another thing is with a guy of his caliber, I mean, you need the tush push a little less with that monster back there. Are you fucking kidding me?
Of course. Are you kidding me? And the O line, he's going from a shit O line to one of the best in the game.
Yes. So I can't wait to see
major upgrade. Oh yeah, major upgrade, man. But I'm excited to see what's to come with the rest of free agency, man. So we'll see.
That's
Draft
a little bit more time than I wanted to take on free agency, but it's all good.
Yeah. Draft day's coming up, so we'll have a chance to discuss some draft day scenarios. When the time comes.
Beautiful.
But yeah, brother, I'll let you go ahead and take us to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, so Ryan Garcia, we spoke about it. Was it the last episode or was it the episode before?
I think it was last episode.
Okay, yeah. So the episode before, we kind of touched on the whole fiasco that he's going through as far as his mental health. Is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Can he really prove these claims? Whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to bring that up a little bit more here. So he did get on social media and kind of clear up a lot of the things that was going on. Although you and I spoke about it a little bit, I kind of sent it in the group chat for everybody to see. And for the most part, we all agreed that the explanation that we got for all his actions in the past couple of days when we weren't talking about it, it was kind of forced, right? Like it was almost like his family or the people closest to him are in his ear, kind of saying, "Wow, like you're on a slippery slope right now. Like, take it easy, because you know what I'm saying. Like the things that you may be saying could be, dangerous or whatever the case may be." So
detrimental, man.
right,
sure.
And so he issued that, bro. And even after that, I sent you something that he posted yesterday, still talking about how Tupac is still alive and he can prove it. And I'm like, bro, like shut the fuck up. And
no. He said that he knows who killed Tupac. For like he has proof. Like he knows for a fact who killed him. And apparently it was like, if you want to know, like, some bullshit. Again, like you said, like he was doing all this and then had that little sit down that looked fake as hell, that looked staged. It looked like somebody had a gun pointed at him behind the camera. Was like, you better say what I tell you, or you're gonna get shot.
Or Christmas is getting canceled on your dumb ass.
Hell yeah! So like that video was like very unauthentic. And then next thing you know, a couple days later, goes off, the deep end again, and starts saying some wild shit. So then we're like, dude, okay, now we're truly convinced that he has some serious mental health issues. Like what happened, like and like I alluded to a couple of episodes ago, last episode, it was out of nowhere, man. Like this came out of left field. The kid was okay, like his social media was very normal. It was just normal videos that he was posting, and all of a sudden, you think that AB took over his Instagram account and started talking all this nonsense. So to me, it's just strange. It's weird, Harry. I mean, I can't put my thumb on it. I don't know, bro. I really don't know how to explain this.
And just like you said, he doesn't necessarily have a background to where he goes on a tangent or goes on the off the deep end like you said, but in the last couple years he has taken that break from boxing because of mental health, but nothing of this sort where he was on social media just kind of spewing and exposing all the higher ups and whatnot. So yes, it's kind of alarming, and I don't know, man. Is it too much to say if I just think, like I told you before, I think he's going on a wrong, not on a wrong track. He does need help. Like I think he does have issues, and I think that whatever, he makes it to this fight, but I think Devin Haney is going to completely outclass him, and we might not ever see Ryan Garcia back in boxing. To be honest, it's one of those type of things where you make your money and get out, right? So I mean, I don't think it's too far fetched to say something like that can happen.
It's gonna. Unfortunately, bro, the way I see it, and I hope I'm wrong. He's gonna be probably in about 15 years. He's gonna be in a 30 for 30 documentary about how probably one of the greatest prospects in boxing like disappeared, like kind of fell off. And that's just the way it's looking right now. So, but like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he gets help. And he figures it out, man. Or somebody just needs to put their arms around him and bring him back down to earth. If not, we're heading down a dark road, my friend.
Right. And speaking of falling off, I don't know if you did see some of the clips that I sent in the group chat, but I just look at some of his training videos and he just looks like an amateur, bro. I don't know.
He looks weak, right?
He doesn't look like he's taking training serious. His left hook is slow as fuck. Like that's his best weapon, and it's just not there anymore, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
he's a young guy. So what the fuck is going on, bro?
Yeah, and it's crazy how we can see that, right, as fans, and we're like, that don't look right, bro. Because like you said a couple years ago, when he supposed these videos of him training, dude, we were like, oh my god, like that man, he will destroy you. Now it's like, what is this?
Yep.
Like you got 65-year-old Mike Tyson looking better than him training. Like what? Like
that's funny that you even mentioned that. That's something that we should have talked about. That's a fucking zoo of an event that they're trying to promote. I can't believe they made that shit.
Dude,
what the
fuck?
A
joke! What a joke that is, man. That you got Jake Paul, which is I think Jake Paul has ruined the sport of boxing, in my opinion. I think he's one of the main culprits for sure. I'm not going to put it all on him, but you gotta have Jake Paul as one of the main culprits to ruin the sport of boxing because of his of his antics and all the shit that he does. So and then now he somehow drags Mike Tyson like come on, bro, like we're talking about like an 80-year-old Mike Tyson, trying to bring him into the ring to fight an amateur Jake Paul. And come on, man, like Jake Paul has yet to actually fight like a real boxer. Like,
bro, watch your mouth. You just called him an amateur. He's a professional boxer, brother.
I mean, call it what you want, Harry, but we know damn right that man cannot. He won't step foot in the ring with a legit boxer, dude. Like somebody that's been to the Olympics and that's really fought and that have trained their whole life to be a boxer and not a Disney Channel star or a YouTube star. So
I mean, the only guy that he fought that was a legit boxer was Tommy Fury, and he lost that fight. So I mean,
yeah, and Tommy Fury's terrible
because he's a bum.
Tommy Fury's a bum. He's a reality TV star. Like
he fights like an influencer too.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he fought Tommy Fury. Whoop-de-doo, bro. Like, nah, we still don't care. Like until you fight.
Just to be clear, I don't want to shit on all the influencers out there because that cat McBroom, he's got hands, bro.
Yeah, but we're talking about specifically about Jake Paul, bro.
Yeah.
Like that. He's like I said, he's the main culprit. and all this. So yeah, man. Again, we can get into it, but we'll just leave it at. I think it's horrible for the sport of boxing. I think at this point it's just a money grab for these guys. There's no kind of like sense of pride into the sport anymore. Nobody's really putting their best foot forward. Everybody's looking for the biggest bag. So yeah, at this point, man, it's sad, bro, because I really thought boxing was making a comeback. And we're just now I'm just kind of seeing otherwise. So, oh well, it is what it is, man. There are other sports out there for us to be entertained by. So we'll keep being entertained by these other ones.
Yeah, we'll just allow Dana White to keep putting on these shows because this last card was freaking wild, bro.
Yeah. I mean, your UFC is clearly taking over the combat sports. So we'll stick to UFC, man. UFC 300 coming up, I believe, right? Is the next one big event?
That's a big fucking event, man.
Yeah, huge event, UFC 300. So that's going to be one to watch. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm a casual when it comes to UFC, and I'll be tuning in for that for sure.
Absolutely, I can't wait.
Same, brother, same. But yeah. Anyways, man. So kind of segue into something a little different, right? So these last few months have been very interesting as far as the world of politics, right? And then just a couple days ago, we just got word. We got the official word that we are heading towards a Biden versus Trump, election round 2. All right. So with that being said, and I think we all saw it coming, right? Nobody's surprised by this. My question for you is, Harry, what does each side have to do to secure this win for this next 2024 election? What, in your opinion?
This is going to be very simple, bro. And after this, I'll let you educate me because this is more, your neck of the woods than mine. But I personally just don't think there's anything that Biden can do to win this race. He could have the best campaign there is, and he's still going to lose. You know what I'm saying? I think as far as Donald Trump is concerned, he just has to show up at this point. I think everybody has seen where the country stands when we thought the grass was greener on the other side. So people at the time hated Trump so much that they're like, it didn't matter who the hell was the Democratic Party. We're going to vote for him because he's the worst, or he's the lesser worst of the two. Mm-hmm. And obviously that didn't pan out too well, right? I mean, look what's going on in today's world, right? So Biden's just not that guy. And like I said, Donald Trump is just going to show up, and this is going to be a clean sweep. Like, this is not even going to be a competitive election whatsoever, in my opinion. But I don't know if you see it a different way, but I don't know. Talk to me.
So here's my take on this, man. I think we still have a lot of time left. And I think there are still a lot of people out there that can be persuaded to swing their vote towards the Democrats and towards Biden, right? Because typically that's how elections go, Harry. You get 3 years of a pretty mediocre president, doesn't do too well, and then come election year, all of a sudden he's doing the right things. Boom, interest rates are going down, gas prices are falling,
time and shit.
Yeah. I'm paying. Student loans are paid off. Oh, this and this and that. So for a lot of people are not going to care about that because they know what's been happening the past 3 years. So for a lot of people, they're going to be like, too late. Like, fuck that. We don't care. There are some that are dead set on they will never be either Democrat or Republican. So those people are like, I don't give a damn what either side does. I'm sticking to one party. And I think that's the issue right now. And which is why I still think Biden still has a chance. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Trump wins this. I think the probability of him winning is pretty high. I will say that, but don't be surprised if it's a tight race somehow. When we come down to it, right? There's still a lot going on with Trump as far as his legal issues. And you know how that works in politics, man. Like, if they want to get rid of you, they're gonna find a way to make you disappear one way or another. So I mean, these are very.
They've already tried that, and look, probably more popular than ever. So I mean, I don't know.
You got to think, Harry. These are very powerful people that we're talking about, man.
Oh, absolutely.
I get it. Trump's not going away easily, quietly. However, on the other side of that, bro, like the Democrats and Biden and them, they're not just about to give it up either, bro. That's when that's when things get scary in a way, because there's gonna be a power struggle, and the last thing we want to see is another January 6th incident, happening in our country, right? So again, for me, I will say, like, I just honestly, I just want the best for this country, man. I think this country's been through a lot these past, 8 years now. I mean, since basically Obama's term ended, a lot. I feel like first the country's just gone down a downward spiral. So with a lot of things, right? And take your pick. So I think the American people, I think we need a fresh start. And unfortunately, we're not getting a fresh start because we're getting the same two candidates from 4 years ago. So the only fresh start I can see us getting is another 4 years, when basically you have a brand new candidate for each side, and now you can finally be like, all right, cool. Now we can get to know these people, and hopefully they're under 80 years old. I'm hoping, whoever those people are, because I'm really tired of these geriatrics coming trying to be president, bro. Can even make a speech, clearly. I can't understand you clearly.
And it's not even just president. Get him out of the Senate. Get him out of everywhere, bro.
Yeah, everything. Everything.
What's going to retire? That makes no sense. They're in those positions still. Like they don't even know what's going on. They're so done for.
Dog, they're done. Their mind is completely out of there. And it's sad, bro, because, like, why do you have 90-year-olds making decisions for a population of that ranges between 20 to 30 years old? Like, why are you making those kind of,
especially those older cats who are stuck in the past in terms of how to run a country?
Yeah, they're still stuck on the 1960s and the 70s on what America should be. And it's like, nah, bro, like, this, we're talking about like 60, 70 years ago. Like, we it's time to move on. Like, right. we gotta have new views. Like, you have to adapt to the times, basically. And some are capable of doing it, and unfortunately, majority are not capable of doing it. So, which is why I think we're stuck right now, kind of like we're stuck in the mud, if per se, where the country's not advancing the way we should be advancing, man. And it's sad to see. But as far as Trump versus Biden, I do think, barring anything crazy happening, I do think Trump is going to win. That's just the reality of it. It's just going to be interesting how all of it goes down. Come election night and prior, the debates prior to that, and all that stuff. That's that we have to look forward to, brother. So we're about, I believe, 7-8 months out from the November elections. So yeah, it's gonna go by quick. So just
to reply a little bit to what you were saying, or a follow-up question, because you said the country's not advancing as it should be as far as moving forward. So do you foresee post-election that moving forward in terms of, like, the country? Do you foresee it getting any better, or do you think it's going to get worse?
Personally, I don't think at this point that it could get any worse, Harry. Really? I feel like listen, brother. It can. Let's be real. It can get worse. I'm praying. This is me trying to speak it into existence. Manifesting, if you will, saying that it will not get worse. It will get better. Just because, man, like, if this gets worse, bro, like, where are we heading as a country? Like, I mean, inflation, like, people can barely afford, like, the now middle class. We're talking about people middle class. We're talking about people making more than 100K a year. That's the middle class now. Like, in what world do we live in where the middle class is making 100K plus a year? So if you're making 50, 60K, you're basically in poverty, right? Which is nuts. Like, whenever could you have said that? Not even 8 years ago, making 60K a year, you were pretty.
Being able to buy houses.
Dude, yeah. Now
it's not really the case anymore, to be honest.
No. Now you gotta have dual income households with both making a combine of over 150K a year to be really comfortable, right? Grocery prices are all at an all-time high. Interest rates all-time high. Inflation through the roof. Gas prices can never stay low. The minute they go down just a bit, you get happy. 2 days later, they skyrocket back up, which is a trend I've been seeing a lot lately. Not sure if anybody else has been tracking that, but it's been insane.
Ball you a little bit.
You said what?
They blue ball you a little bit.
Yeah. They're like, 260, 270. I'm like, damn, we're looking good. We're looking good. Next I wake up, drop by the gas station, 349. Oh my God. Damn. Oh my God. What the hell? How did this happen? Right. So it's things like that, bro. Like the basic necessities that we need to survive as a society, as a middle class, that they're stripping away from us. Right. Mm-hmm. Like it's tough. Now you got to make a choice. Do you want gas? Do you want groceries? Take a pick. What do you want to do? Credit card usage is at an all-time high in the country because people just can't afford anything anymore. So they're just swiping credit cards. Like, fuck it. I gotta live. I gotta get gas. I have to buy groceries. I have to do this. I have to do that. I don't have a choice. Right. You can't really travel as much as you like to because airline tickets I've never seen anything like it, bro. Like I'm talking about round trip ticket to like from Florida to Mexico. You're looking at like $700 round trip. What? Like, I don't.
Traveling is like a luxury privilege. Like
it is it's a luxury, and the worst thing about it is that it's a luxury, and you're still traveling coach for $700 a round trip. Like, come on, G. So again, bro, I think everybody can relate. Right now, things are not easy, dude. It's not easy for anyone. So I think we need to get the country back on the right track. There is a lot that needs to be fixed. You can't please everyone. We get it. We understand. But you can make an effort. I think the right person in the right position can they can do the right thing. I just don't know who that person is, but we shall see.
Yeah, and making an effort shouldn't be too hard considering the state of our country. I mean, like you said, it could get worse, but you mentioned as far as like groceries and everything, like, damn, man, that's pretty bad. So we'll see if it gets any better, bro. Time will tell. Time always does.
Absolutely, yeah, man. So we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting election. Probably one of the most interesting ones, probably since probably 2016, I think, when Trump first ran. So eight years later, we're back at it.
All right, so get your popcorn and enjoy the show, Papa, because it's gonna be a circus.
Absolutely, man. But yeah. Anyways, man, any last thoughts on that one before we move on?
No, I just had that follow-up question, so you kind of addressed it there. So ready to hit me with the last one.
All right. So, ladies, I mean, this is something we spoke about a couple days ago, man. And it's been like a trend. It's been trending a lot. You got these porn stars, like basically a lot of them committing suicide. And at a high number, like a very concerning number at that, right? So we're trying to see if my question for you is, do you feel like them getting into that porn industry has affected their mental health in a way to where once they leave it, they're dealing with the ramifications of doing porn or nowadays it's OnlyFans content, that's kind of taking over the porn industry as well. So what are your thoughts on that, brother? Like what do you feel like those two things tie in, like doing porn and then kind of like mental health, straining the mental health?
I mean, where do I start with this one? So I mean, absolutely, they go hand in hand. And when it comes to this whole problem with these young girls getting into this industry and being content creators on OnlyFans and Pornhub and just pornography in general, is that it's lucrative in terms of how much money they're making. Correct. So a lot of the problems when somebody is speaking to them, when they're trying to, speak alternatives into their mind, it's like, what is the alternative? Go get a regular job, make half as much as what I'm making now. And the thing is, what goes over their head because they're so young is that they're not seeing the bigger picture. It's like, yeah, the money is great, but you're paying for that. You know what I'm saying? You're one way or another. And from what we're seeing, it shows. And it's even sooner than one may say, because a lot of those girls that these things are happening to, they're currently still in the industry. Whereas I'm kind of speaking from a standpoint to where someone did porn for so long, and then maybe 15, 20 years later, they're in a state to where you know they're just struggling and whatnot because of their past decisions. But these girls were they were literally or you know, the most recent one, what was her name?
Emily Willis.
No, there was another one.
Emily Willis is in a coma right now.
I think it's Sophia Leone or something.
Yeah, Sophia, some Sophia chick. Yeah,
right, exactly. So yeah, they don't think about how these decisions affect their mental health in the long run, because is all that money worth all that when it's all said and done? I don't think so, because I mean, I want to be around for the next 50 years, 60 years, whatever the case may be, 70 years, whatever. So it's more times than not, they're gonna have issues with how, you know, the decisions they made with the content creation, because it's like no one's gonna take you serious at this point. You're gonna be one of those people that's older and with a bunch of cats and whatnot, because you're like spoiled goods, and it is what it is, right? You've made your bed at that point. At that point in your life, it's kind of too late. So you kind of gotta live by all the decisions that you made in the past. And although initially it may seem worth it, it really isn't. I mean, your mental health is something that's priceless, in my opinion. So I mean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, well said. First of all, man, you hit it around the head. I want to give you this quote that I heard the other day. Fast money brings slow problems, right? And you could apply that in the porn industry, in the OnlyFans industry, drug money, and so on and so forth, right? You can keep going. Just basically just to show you that, yeah, you're making great money right now and it's coming in fast. Like you do whatever you want. However, in the long run, it's gonna catch up to you. All right. Anything anything that you basically like don't really have to work for, bro, like it's gonna come back and collect. You know, the devil's gonna come collect his debt. So just kind of, you know, think about that for a second. And you know, think about all these professions that I just named, about what these girls are doing and right now, because it's a way to make ends meet, right, for them. I mean, which is typically what they say, right? When you ask them, like, oh, like why do you do porn? Like, why was that your first thought? Oh, it was good money, it was easy money, you know. and it's rare that you hear him say like, oh yeah, because I truly enjoy it, right? I'm not sure if any female can sit here and tell you that they truly enjoy being with multiple men, you know, every single day. You know, I don't think that's not built in their DNA. That's not, you know, it's just not natural. It's just not something natural for a female to do, man. So for a female to do that, and then go through life for years and years being in the porn industry, and then once they leave that industry, it's really hard for them to bounce back and come back into society and live a normal life. I mean, look at Mia Khalifa. I think she's one of those. She did porn for a very short period of time, but to this day, like, the girl still has mad issues, right? I think her family shun her. Like, her family doesn't talk to her no more, especially because of her religion. You got, you know, take that into consideration. She's not even allowed to go back to her home country, I believe, of Libya. No, sorry, not Libya, Lebanon. She's Lebanese.
They'll kill her, bro.
Yeah, they will kill her on site, basically. Like, so she's not even allowed to go back to her country because of that, and like I said, because of the religion piece of it. But even the girls that are from America, it's again, it's really tough, because at the end of the day, I think everybody, or at least females, their end goal is to, you know, to have a husband and kids and build a family. But I feel like once you go down that road of porn and OnlyFans, those dreams are very slim to none of achieving. Because a lot of men, you know, men of value will not take you seriously, and they won't give you that. They cannot build,
where like they say, you can't turn the hoe into a housewife, right? So a lot of men would not even take the time, or would not even waste your time on you to do anything like that. Yeah, sure, they'll take you out and they'll smash, do whatever they want, and then use you for recreational use, but it's not going to go any further than that. And that's what these girls need to understand. It's like, at the end of the day, it's your choice, it's your decision. You do what you want. You're an adult. Nobody's telling you what to do. You just have to understand, like, once you come out of that, you cannot expect people to kind of like accept what you did and just be okay with it, right? So yeah, I mean, that's really kind of like the bulk of it and what I have in mind right now as far as that, and obviously they're the mental health portion of it. But I'll let you go, Harry.
Yes. So you kind of spark a little something to reply with as far as the whole fast money is concerned. It's because it's good money, but it's temporary, because we always like to talk about how when it comes to this type of industry, it's like a young woman type of industry. So I mean, when you get past a certain age and you're just not as good looking as you used to be, and it is what it is. Like, you're no longer useful in that type of industry, right? So you retire because you're forced to, or whatever the case may be. And so what do you do from there? Because at this point, you're what, 5, 6, all the way up to maybe 10 years, or whatever the case may be, in terms of experience in the porn industry. And then what? You're going to go get a regular job. So what does your resume look like at that point? What are you going to put on your resume?
Yeah, right.
You've only been doing porn for this long. So what? You can't put that on the resume. So what have you been doing for 10 years? No one's going to hire you.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And chances are, like, even if you somewhat maybe got a degree and went to school, I mean, the thing is that most employers now, they're going to do background check, right? And when they run your name, like, first thing that's going to come up is, oh, Pornhub, Like, oh, what is this? Pull up,
Well, how exactly does that work? Because, like, obviously they have porn names and they're applying with their government name. So how exactly would that actually come up on a background check?
Listen, these employers, I mean, they dig, dude. Even if it's not your real name, like, they're gonna do a background check, and again, Harry, everything on the internet is forever. Like,
right.
So you can't get away from it. You can't run away from it. So even if they don't find out right now, some way, somehow, a coworker, somebody's gonna be like, oh shit, what? Oh, I recognize you. And then it's gonna go up, and it's gonna go up to corporate, and the corporate's gonna be like, you know what? It's against our morals. It's against our ethics, or whatever you want to call it. Be like, sorry, we gotta let you go. It's just, like I said, it's just one of those things, man. That it's really tough to get away from.
They see it as a risk.
They do, because that's kind of a black eye on their company. And obviously most companies want to be family friendly. So it's kind of like, you can't have that. Unless you're in the porn industry, obviously that's not family friendly. But everybody else, for the most part, tries to kind of resonate towards families and kind of like regular people in society. So they kind of don't want to have that attached to their name. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So
right.
Yeah.
You also said their chances are slim to none to find a partner of value, and have kids and have a successful family, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, they might have a little options there, but chances are you're probably going to have a man that's in the industry as well. So I mean,
yeah,
how valuable is that at the end of the day? Is that really the guy you want in the first place? I don't think that's your first pick. So I mean, I don't know.
No, probably not, dude. So a lot of them do date within the industry because that's kind of like their only options. Like you said, Harry, they can't go outside of that because other people will not understand. Compared to men that are in their industry, those kind of guys are okay with it because I guess they just see it every day, and they just, they just came to realization that even for them, they're like, damn, I can't find nobody normal either, because a lot of women won't accept that. They're like, oh wait, you were a porn star? Like, no, most women
they have a better chance than the female though.
They do, but still, there is a better chance. However, I think that's why a lot of men in the industry date within the industry as well, because it's kind of tough there as well, brother. But yeah, it's just one of those professions. I mean, it's not going away anytime soon. If anything, is getting bigger as the internet blows up more and more every day with social media, with kind of like all these podcasts out there that kind of not so much promote it, but that bring these girls on, and they kind of now they have their, they have a kind of like a say in it. They kind of have their own platforms to, to say things, and so on and so forth, bro. So it's not going away anytime soon, brother. It's just again one of those things where you kind of pray and hope that that your daughter or anybody in your family that they just don't go into. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Like I said,
there's no hoping. They ain't going into that. And obviously, I don't have a daughter or anything in that case, or whatever the case may be, but that's not happening. I think we'd be able to tame that real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that, bro, hell no. I'm gonna tell you right now, my daughter, boy. I'm not even gonna talk about it because that shit ain't happening. But obviously it's happened, right? There's been girls that's had both parents raise them and somehow still end up in the porn industry. I don't understand it.
Got a father, mother that are together 30 plus years. And you know what's wild? Something that just popped up in my head is that it would be smart for these girls making all this crazy money to invest it while they can, because it's a ticket to being okay in the future, not having to work. But more times than not, a lot of these girls are just spending just as much as they're making. Most of them.
Oh yeah.
And you're making all this money and you still can't save a dime. That's sad because they're living in the moment and not even thinking about the future. So all the decisions that they're making in the first place are for today and not for tomorrow.
Yeah, bro. They're taking trips to Dubai. They're buying, designer, buying luxury cars. Just trying to keep up with the masses. With their crew. Just the people. The people that they keep around them, right? So again, Harry, it's. I'll be shocked. I'm sure some of them do invest and kind of save their money, but majority, I'll be surprised if they do, man. It's all about, like you said, living in the moment. Penthouse in Miami. Flying private, this and that, yada yada. You name it, brother. But yeah, bro, it's that's just unfortunate. That's just kind of like the world we live in. And then you got these simp men out there that are supporting that are paying for these OnlyFans. So these girls are like, oh, so why the hell not? You got these idiots out there paying me, $10K.
I don't blame them.
Bro, that's what I'm saying too. Like, let's not just put this on the women.
No,
I know let's put this on these simp ass dudes that are supporting this bullshit.
At the end of the day, there's an industry for it because of these guys. So
because of these guys, exactly. Like, these dudes are out here really spending like $10K on a girl they'll never meet just for her to say hi to him on video. Like, bro.
I watched a pod the other day. This girl was actually, I think it was the pod where what was that politician's name, babe? The female, Candace, was it Candace?
Candace Owens.
Yeah, Candace Owens. She was on this podcast, went back and forth with one of the girls and talking about, why they do this OnlyFans and all this stuff. And this girl was going into a tangent about how one guy has spent $400K on her. Yeah. One guy. Yeah. So how do you expect them to get out of an industry like that when you have guys like that spending those type of bags, which is wild that they have that type of money to spend on these girls that they're not even getting any act from.
Yeah, and they're going to keep doing it too. Yeah, I know exactly what episode you're talking about, and there was some wild stuff that these girls were talking about, man. Especially that one girl in particular that you're speaking of. Like she even said, she's like, why am I gonna leave? She's like these guys are asking me to do the most absurd things for basically 10K. She's like it's easy, like so it's like a lot of them they don't even get the cap, bro, and they're still spending absurd amount of money on these girls.
Some of the requests that these dudes are coming up with, fucking sick motherfuckers, bro.
Sick, bro. Sick. I know. Did you hear the one about where the dude was legit, like he had a kink to where he wanted the girl to take all his money, basically like rob and blind, like take all my money, like make me broke, like I want to get evicted from my house. Like I was like, what? Did you not hear that part? Did you miss it?
Apparently I did, bro.
Yeah. Go back and watch that one. That one was insane. When I heard that, I was like, ain't no way. Yeah.
The other guy paid her as well to literally walk him like a freaking dog, bro.
Yeah. I seen that one on the leash. Yeah, just walk me in a leash and I'll pay you. What? Bro.
Unreal.
Again, you what?
This is America.
Yeah. Again, you can't place the blame on the females only. We're gonna place the blame on these men as well, man. So
hey, go get that bag, man. When you got dumbass motherfuckers like that, man, go get that, queen.
You got to take advantage of that. You got to take advantage for that for sure. But anyways, man, we can go on with this, but you know what it is, bro. We're just over an hour over here, Harry. Do you have any final thoughts, my brother, before we kind of take this one home?
No, man. I've pretty much said everything that I've wanted to say. We're an hour in. It's a little bit more than I thought we were gonna get through, but again, I'm not surprised. And shout out to us for making this happen. We were thinking about postponing it again for tomorrow, just so that we could wait for Orville to be available. But we get shit done around here. Ain't nobody trying to record this pod on a Friday night, all right?
For sure. We already know, bro. So yeah, man. So appreciate you, Harry, as always, my man. Like you said, glad we didn't postpone again. So glad we made it happen today. And again, bro, episode 20, my boy. We've come a long way. And this is only the beginning. We promise y'all that it will get better. So again, for those that have been watching since day one, we appreciate y'all. And those that are new that just came on and watching us now, appreciate y'all as well. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit that like and subscribe and comment and share with your friends. Spread the word about us. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. So yeah. So again, appreciate all y'all. Much love, and we will see y'all on the next one. Peace.